Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep today with Wayne Dyer and some fascinating ideas about the power of being versus that illusion of there. We're looking at one of his lectures as our source material, and we're really going to try to unpack, his thoughts on how to achieve a truly fulfilling life
Right?
by tapping into what he calls this inner divinity.
Yeah, it's interesting how Dyer just immediately challenges our typical way of thinking, right? We're so conditioned to believe that happiness is like somewhere out there
Totally.
in achievements, possessions, relationships.
Yep.
But Dyer flips the script.
He does. He
Yeah.
really does. And he literally says, it's all just being. So there is no being here, because here implies the existence of there.
Right.
Okay, so let's unpack that for a second.
Yeah.
What do you think, listener?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that pull, that constant chase for there, that feeling that once you achieve this or get that, then you'll finally be happy?
Yeah. Dyer wants us to break free from that trap. He argues that real fulfillment isn't about what you achieve externally.
Right.
It's about recognizing that inherent magnificence of simply existing.
Yeah.
Of just being. And he has some powerful examples to illustrate this point.
Right. He talks about finding deep satisfaction regardless of your external circumstances, like whether you're wealthy or struggling financially in a relationship or single. So how do we actually shift our focus from what we have to who we are?
Right.
Well, Dyer provides a tool, and it's all about the power of I am statements.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Dyer believes that the words I am hold incredible power to shape our reality.
Okay.
And he suggests replacing negative I am not statements with positive I am affirmations.
Interesting.
It's about consciously choosing the story we tell ourselves.
Right.
The story that defines our reality.
And he offers some really compelling examples. Like,
Yeah.
instead of saying, I am an addict,
Right.
you would affirm, I am sober.
Exactly.
Or instead of, I am poor,
Yeah.
you could declare, I am prosperous. And to shift from, I am unlucky in love,
Yeah.
you would embrace, I am love.
It's like rewiring our brains.
It really is.
Hmm.
Like, but why are these I am statements so powerful?
Well, this is where Dyer draws a fascinating connection to a deeper spiritual concept.
Okay.
He references the biblical quote from John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Wow.
What he's saying is that we are more than just physical beings.
Okay.
We possess a spark of divinity within us,
Uh-huh.
and the words we use, particularly those tied to I am, can tap into that divine power.
He goes as far to say the words I am, which you consistently use to define who you are and what you are capable of, are holy expressions for the name of God. That's a bold statement.
It is.
What are your thoughts on this, listener? Does this resonate with you, or do you find yourself feeling a little bit skeptical?
Yeah, Dyer acknowledges that this might sound a bit out there for some people.
Sure.
But he argues that our senses often limit our perception of reality. We get so caught up in what we see, hear, and feel that we fail to grasp the true potential that exists beyond those limitations.
He urges us to move beyond cynicism and explore the transformative possibilities of I am statements.
Yeah.
But he also emphasizes that these statements should be rooted in love and aligned with our highest selves.
That raises a crucial question.
It does.
Are your desires truly rooted in love? Love for yourself and love for others? Are your I am statements in harmony with that principle of love?
That's so important.
This is where self-acceptance comes into play.
Right, and Dyer's very clear on this point. If you don't accept yourself, you're rejecting a creation of God.
Right.
He emphasizes the importance of embracing all parts of ourselves, even the aspects that we might struggle with.
And he shares his personal experience.
He does.
Of learning to accept his chronic pain as part of his journey and using it as a way to connect with others who are suffering.
Dyer also introduces this concept of mind viruses, which he describes as limiting beliefs that hold us back. And what's fascinating is how these often disguise themselves as absolute truths.
Exactly. And he provides some common examples that many of us have probably encountered.
Like what?
These include beliefs like, change is difficult, I don't deserve it, and I can't afford it. These seemingly harmless statements can be incredibly insidious because they prevent us from even attempting to reach our full potential.
He particularly zeroes in on the belief, I can't afford it,
Yes.
calling it a significant roadblock to fulfilling one's purpose.
He does.
He believed that finances should never be the reason someone doesn't pursue their true calling.
He urges us to shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance, trusting that the resources we need will become available when we align ourselves with our purpose.
So listener, as we move on to the next part of our deep dive, we want you to really think about this. What mind viruses might be holding you back? What limiting beliefs have you accepted as truth without questioning them? And most importantly, how can you start to challenge those beliefs and replace them with empowering I am statements that are rooted in love?
Such a good question.
Yeah. Welcome back. As we continue our deep dive with Wayne Dyer, we're going to explore how his ideas can help us understand our true nature and tap into that wellspring of inner power.
What's interesting is that Dyer's approach isn't about striving to become someone better in the future, you know?
Right.
It's about recognizing the wholeness that already exists within you right here, right now.
He uses this term false identification.
Yeah.
And it really struck me. It's about mistaking ourselves for the roles we play, the things we own, the limitations we perceive,
Right.
rather than seeing the limitless potential that resides within each of us.
It's like we've been playing a limited character in the story of our lives,
Yeah.
forgetting that we are the author, the director, and the star.
Right.
We have the power to rewrite the narrative, to tap into that boundless creative energy that flows through us.
Dyer reminds us that we are not merely physical beings. We are spiritual beings connected to a source of infinite possibility. And those I am statements are like keys unlocking the doors to that potential.
He brings in the wisdom of Patanjali, the ancient Indian sage, who said, the central act of ignorance is false identification.
I love that.
And Dyer elaborates on this, explaining that we often identify with external temporary things rather than the unchanging eternal essence of who we truly are.
So it's about recognizing the mask we wear in the world, the roles we play,
Right.
without mistaking those masks for our true face.
Exactly. And when we cling to those false identifications, we limit ourselves.
Yeah.
We get so caught up in the drama and the struggles of the external world,
Right.
forgetting the peace, the joy, the power that reside within.
One of the most powerful concepts Dyer explores is this idea that our thoughts create our reality.
Yeah.
This is a common idea in personal development.
Right.
But Dyer gives it this fascinating spiritual depth.
He connects it to the biblical concept of the word, the creative force that brought the universe into being. He suggests that our words, especially those aligned with I am, have a similar creative power to shape our experiences.
He quotes Patanjali again, who said, "The person who is steadfast in his abstention from falsehood has the power to obtain for himself and others the fruits of good deeds without having to perform the deeds themselves." That's a mind-blowing idea, isn't it, listener?
It is.
That our thoughts and intentions have a ripple effect impacting not only our own lives, but the lives of others.
It's a potent reminder to choose our thoughts carefully.
Yeah.
To focus on what we want to create rather than what we fear or lack.
Right.
It highlights the responsibility we have for the energy we put out into the world.
And Dyer offers some practical guidance on how we can cultivate that positive energy and direct it towards our goals.
Yeah.
He talks about the importance of practices like meditation and prayer.
He emphasizes the need to quiet the mind to create space for our inner wisdom to emerge. It's about letting go of those mind viruses and that negative self-talk that can sabotage our efforts.
So it's not just about repeating positive affirmations.
No.
It's about aligning our entire being, our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, with a higher purpose.
It's about recognizing our connection to a source of infinite love, wisdom, and power.
Right.
And allowing that connection to guide our lives.
He uses this beautiful metaphor of not dying with your music still in you.
I love that.
What do you think he means by that, listener? How does that resonate with you?
I believe he's urging us to live authentically,
Okay.
to express our unique gifts and talents without holding back. It's about identifying what brings us joy and having the courage to pursue it regardless of what others might think.
He talks about how everyone has a heroic mission to fulfill in this lifetime.
Yeah.
A unique purpose that is woven into the very fabric of their being.
He believes that this purpose is not something we need to figure out with our minds.
Okay.
It's a deep knowing within our hearts,
Yeah.
a calling that draws us towards our true path.
Dyer quotes Khalil Gibran, who wrote, "When you are born, your work is placed in your heart." It's a beautiful reminder that our purpose is not something we have to search for.
Right.
It's already within us, waiting to be discovered and expressed.
And fulfilling that purpose is not about achieving some grand external goal.
Right.
It's about aligning ourselves with the flow of life,
Okay.
being present in each moment and expressing our unique essence in everything we do.
It's about becoming who we already are at our core, rather than striving to become someone else or achieve something outside of ourselves.
It's about embracing the journey with all its ups and downs and trusting that we are exactly where we need to be in each moment.
And Dyer reminds us that this journey is not a solo mission.
Yeah.
We are interconnected, part of a larger web of life.
Right.
We can support each other, uplift each other, and recognize the divinity in every being.
He encourages us to live with a sense of compassion and love for all creation, recognizing that we are all on this journey together.
Wow, his words are really resonating with me today.
Me too.
What about you, listener? What's standing out to you from this part of our deep dive?
It's a lot to take in, isn't it?
It is.
Dyer offers a profound shift in perspective, inviting us to see ourselves and the world in a whole new light.
He reminds us that we are not our limitations.
Right.
We are not our past. We are powerful, creative beings with unlimited potential.
And the key to unlocking that potential is to recognize our true nature.
Yes.
Challenge our limiting beliefs and embrace the power of I am to create the life we truly desire.
And he provides practical tools to help us do just that.
Right.
From using I am statements to cultivating practices like meditation and prayer.
He encourages us to let go of fear.
Yes.
Embrace uncertainty and trust in the unfolding of our lives.
Before we wrap up with the final part of our deep dive, take a moment to reflect on what you've heard so far.
Yeah.
What resonates with you? What insights are you taking away?
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the wisdom of Wayne Dyer. I'm so glad we could finish this up with you. Yeah, it's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It has been. And, as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's important to remember that Dyer's message isn't about achieving some kind of perfect, idealized version of ourselves in the future.
Right.
It's about embracing the wholeness and the power that exists within us right now.
Exactly. It's about letting go of those false identifications.
Yeah.
Those limiting beliefs that keep us playing small.
Yeah.
And stepping into the fullness of who we truly are.
He reminds us that we are not defined by our past mistakes.
Right.
Or our perceived flaws or the roles we play in the world. We are spiritual beings with unlimited potential, capable of creating lives filled with joy, purpose, and meaning.
And one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal is the ability to choose our thoughts.
Right.
To identify and challenge those mind viruses that keep us stuck in patterns of fear, lack, and self-doubt.
He gives us some great examples of these mind viruses, things we might not even realize are holding us back. Things like, change is difficult, I don't deserve it, I'm not strong enough, or even, I'm too busy.
These beliefs often operate under the radar, masquerading as truths.
I see.
They whisper in our ears, telling us why we can't pursue our dreams, why we're not good enough, why we should settle for less than what we truly desire.
Dyer challenges us to see these beliefs for what they are.
Yeah.
Simply thoughts, not immutable truths.
Yeah.
Thoughts that we can choose to believe or to reject.
Right.
Thoughts that we can replace with more empowering beliefs that support our growth and expansion.
And he emphasizes that embracing our power doesn't mean denying or suppressing our negative emotions.
Okay.
It's about acknowledging those emotions, accepting them, and then consciously choosing to focus our attention on what we want to create.
He encourages us to be gentle with ourselves as we navigate this process of transformation.
Yeah.
To practice self-compassion and remember that we're all works in progress.
He reminds us that true growth and transformation unfold in the present moment, not in some distant future. It's about embracing the journey. Finding joy in the process of becoming and celebrating each step we take towards living a more authentic and fulfilling life.
So as we come to the end of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your reflections, listener.
Yeah.
What insights have resonated most deeply with you? What are you taking away from Dyer's teachings?
And to echo a question, Dyer poses what I am statement will you choose today to align yourself with your highest self and create the life you truly desire?
Such a powerful question to sit with.
It is.
The reality we experience is a reflection of the story we tell ourselves. So choose your story wisely. Choose a story of love, abundance, and limitless possibility.
Yeah.
Choose a story that empowers you to become the best version of yourself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
And remember, the power to create a truly fulfilling life resides within you. All you have to do is choose to claim it.